Well, here's a nice little surprise for the news. Here I was thinking we were going to have to run back something on Russia and Ukraine. Oh, guess what? Heads up on that one. Zelensky wants everybody else in the world to fight his fucking war for him. Tough shit, pal. It's not really going to fucking work out for you. And then, yeah, okay, cool. You've got more reaffirmations that Ketanji Brown Jackson is one of the least remarkable people that has ever been nominated for the Supreme Court, but she's still going to get fucking confirmed anyways, because all of this, they have the fucking votes. It's all a fucking show. And this right here, you know what, like I said, it's a nice little piece of news. It makes for great headlines that Trump is suing everybody who did him wrong, but you have to realize something, okay? This is a lawsuit. A lawsuit requires judges, okay? Even though it's filed in the federal courts in Florida, which is, you know, a rather favorable state to Trump, it's still a federal court. And then on one side of the lawsuit, there's the name Trump. And then on the other, with alongside a bunch of other people of very suspect reputation, there's a name that says Clinton right there. Okay, so if you think that this is going to be going anywhere, I could be completely wrong. But again, I've also been following the fucking courts now for quite a long fucking time, so I got a pretty good finger on the pulse on this one. So I'd love to be wrong. I don't think I will be, but hey, it's been a rough couple of days for the old fucking hag, okay? Got a bad case of the Wuhan whooping cough, and then now all of a sudden she gets sued by somebody who's been permeating her dreams for the past 5-6 years at this point. Real tough titties, I guess. Sucks to suck. Trump sues Hillary Clinton, Christopher Steele, and many, many, many other people over Russian collusion allegations. Former President Donald Trump on March 24th sued former Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton. Excuse me, she was also Secretary of State? How very unbecoming of you for not pointing that out. And the man who compiled the infamous Steele Dossier. I think that's probably Christopher Steele, right? Yeah, that's the Russian P-tape. Remember how far and how deep these Russian ties go back. Anything Russian is bad, okay? And anything Russian over the past, 6 years now is directly correlated with Trump. Ergo, Trump is Russia, and everything Russian is bad. But of course that evil Russian connotation goes back a lot fucking longer than that. But regardless, we're trying to stay on point here. But yeah, also, and with all of the information that came out in regards to the Steele dossier, and oh yes, just as a refresher course on that one, who is one of the biggest proponents of said Russian P-tape? John McCain, but he couldn't be sued because I guess hell couldn't be properly paged for a response. The lawsuit filed in the federal court in Florida says Clinton, an ex-British spy, Christopher Steele, along with 30 other people. There's a lot of people, and we got a cover page because the lawsuit's 106 pages long. Oh, 108 pages long. Sorry, I ain't fucking got the time to read all that shit. It's just going to get tossed out quicker than I'll be able to read it regardless. But I'd like to say, I would love to be wrong, but come on, you got to see the writing on the wall on this one. Anyways, they carried out a plot to weave a false narrative that Trump was colluding with Russian actors, even though it's literally documented that the only people who were colluding with Russia was, in fact, Clinton and her campaign and her staffers as well. The action taken in furtherance of the scheme, falsifying evidence, deceiving law enforcement, and exploiting access to highly sensitive data sources, are so outrageous, subversive, and incendiary that even the events of Watergate pale in comparison. That reads really great, but how is it going to sit on a judge's desk? Under the guise of opposition research, data analytics, and other political stratagems, the defendants nefariously sought to sway the public's trust. It added, they worked together with a single self-serving purpose, to vilify Donald J. Trump. Indeed, their far-reaching conspiracy was designed to cripple Trump's bid for presidency by fabricating a scandal that would be used to trigger an unfounded federal investigation and ignite a media frenzy. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. It's just a little bit too salacious for court filing, if we're being completely honest. Steele compiled a dossier based on what he claimed to be sources inside Russia. His main source was revealed in 2020 to be Igor Danchenko, who has been investigated by federal agents for possibly being a Russian spy. Yes, so the British spy sources was a alleged Russian spy. Okay, cool. Steele was paid by the DNC and Clinton's campaign for his work, which was released to select reporters ahead of the 2016 election, paid for by the DNC and the Clintons, and promulgated by rhinos in the Senate. Great, terrific, wonderful. Trump ended up winning the election over Clinton. What? Nobody told me. Oh my God. But was dogged by the collusion allegations for years after becoming president. Still is, if you tune into some brain-dead circles. Special counsel Robert Mueller ultimately found no evidence of conspiracy or coordination between Trump or his campaign and Russians. He said that there was nothing there, but at the same time, he couldn't rule out any charges, but he also had no receipts for it. Oh, and the only receipts that were there, had an HRC tag on them, so tough to make much out of that. Many of the claims in the dossier were later confirmed as false, while others have never been proven, so it's just got to wait a little bit more time for them to be proven false. I don't even know which ones are still outstanding at this point. Clinton, Steele, and the DNC were named as defendants in the lawsuit, and many other people. Others include Fusion GPS and its operatives, who helped produce and distribute the dossier, Danchenko, and Clinton lawyer Michael Sussmann, who you should probably just sue based on his surname alone, both charged with lying to the FBI as part of Special Counsel John Durham's investigation, former FBI officials James Comey and Andrew McCabe, and former FBI agents Lisa Page and Peter Strzok. The lawsuit names all the right people, all the people who push. You should probably throw in Adam Schiff just for lulz, but again, you're naming so many high-ranking officials. You just know there's so much political nonsense going on. This is not going anywhere. Absolutely fucking nowhere. Sorry guys, temper your expectations. Kevin Kleinsmith, the former FBI lawyer who doctored an email to say former Trump campaign associate was not a CIA asset when the original missive said he was, is also a defendant. Yeah, was that the guy? Here, just goes to show you how these courts run as well. I'm pretty sure he was the one who was involved with framing General Michael Flynn as well, along with Obama and Biden and James Comey as well. But no. He was the one who was actually charged with a felony and then got off with one of the lightest sentences ever given. And then also, he had his bar license removed and then just recently reinstated because he's a good boy who didn't do nothing. And for certain politically connected entities, punishment, once you've served your debt to society, you're no longer being punished, right? It only ends up working out on one side of the aisle. But regardless, I think that's who that is. The defendants either did not immediately respond for a request or comment or couldn't be reached. Yes, because they're calling into the suicide hotline and then just placing orders right now. But see if we can get a little bit more information here. The complaint also reads, in a run-up to the 2016 election, Hillary Clinton and her cohorts orchestrated an unthinkable plot, one that shocks the conscious and is an affront to the nation's democracy. No, I've been told by the mainstream media that it was Russia who installed Trump. He is, in fact, Putin's puppet, after all, and that's why Putin didn't act on his psychopathic tendencies to invade surrounding country. Just one who was shelling regions that wanted to become independent from said corrupt country beforehand. And no. Trump is Putin's puppet, okay? And it wasn't until before he was elected president that Putin went on his Ukrainian scavenger hunt, and then he did nothing while his puppet was in office, because that's what you do with a puppet. You wait until he leaves, and then you do more land collection. Makes sense, right? Acting in concert, the defendants maliciously conspired to weave a false narrative that their Republican opponent, Donald J. Trump, was colluding with a hostile foreign sovereignty. The action taken in furtherance of the scheme, falsifying evidence, deceiving law enforcement, and exploiting access to highly sensitive data sources, are so outrageous, subversive, incendiary, egregious, and preposterous that even the events of Watergate pale in comparison. The suit demands, what kind of relief is Trump and his team seeking? Well, unspecified amount of punitive damages, which would probably be millions and millions of dollars, and probably asking Hillary Clinton to deliver a proper concession speech, preferably in the lobby of Trump Tower, because that would just be wonderful. But yeah, no, there are all of the people that are, all of the big players that are in the lawsuit as well. So you got Hillary, and then you got Christopher Steele, okay, right there in top middle, and then Michael Sussmann, who is the least photogenic in that picture. And that collage of pictures there. James Comey, former FBI director. Peter Strzok, when he doesn't look like a fucking creature from his Senate questioning. And then Lisa Page, who is, I don't know. Was she fucking Peter Strzok? It's all fucking nonsense, if we're being completely honest. I'd imagine Trump has a campaign rally this Saturday from an I can't remember what location it is. But he'll probably be talking about that more from there. But that's the first page. I'm sure that there's a link in this article to the actual lawsuit if you'd like to, if you want to be a sadist, then read the 108 pages that are on there. But you got plaintiff, Donald J. Trump, defendants, Hillary Clinton, HFAAC Incorporated, Democratic National Committee, DNC Services Corporations, Perkins Coie, LLC, Michael Sussmann, Mark Elias, Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Oh, cool. The Cocker Spaniel. Charles Halliday Dolan. Oh, Charles Dolan. Oh, okay, Jr. Jake Sullivan, John Podesta. All right. Robert E. Mook. Felipe Reins. Don't know that. Fusion GPS. Glenn Simpson. Peter Fritsch. Nellie Orr. Bruce Orbis Business Intelligence. Christopher Steele, Igor Dankachenko, New Star Incorporated, Rodney Jaffe, James Comey, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, Kevin Kleinsmith, Andrew McCabe, John Doe's 1 through 10, said names being fictitious or an unknown person, and ABC Corporations 1 through 10. Okay, not ABC News, unfortunately. I would love for, I'm sure that's probably going to be in another suit where Trump sues the media for perpetrating this line, help spreading it as well. But said names are, said to be fictitious and unknown entities, but like I said, it's definitely worth a shot. He's filing it in the best place that is most likely to pick it up. But again, that percentage of picking up is, it probably tops out at 25%. Let's be honest. But I would love to be wrong. I just have an inkling that that's just not going to be the case. But with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. Why don't you follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.